To activate the SIP protocol for VoIP communications, start in the Setup Wizard on Main Settings. Activate the box Use VoIP over Network Connection for calls. Once active, define the amount of channels you are going to use, according to your MobiCall license. Define if you are going to use the H323 or the SIP protocol for telephone. You could activate both and define what MobiCall should use as default route for outgoing calls. Once active and defined, press Apply and change to the new Settings folder SIP Settings on the left side. From the drop-down menu connected to PBX, define the PBX you are going to use. By defining MobiCall will request to load the default settings for your PBX. It is recommended to click on Yes. Enter the IP address from the PBX into the domain, PBX, field. With the drop-down menu, protocol type can be defined if UDP or TCP should be used. Only define what your PBX is using. With the drop-down menu local interface, the IP address of the MobiCall server must be defined. If you are using two different network interfaces, use the one that is in the same network as the PBX. Port number is by default 5060 and can't be changed in the Setup Wizard. Only in the ini/nvt/nfiles/nvt.ini the port number can be changed. You can alternative define a SIP proxy where you can enter the DNS name or the IP address from the PBX. By activating it is not possible anymore to give an alternative domain. Via the alternative domain field, an alternate IP address can be given. On failure of the default domain, MobiCall tries to dial out on the alternative domain. With the field SIP registrar, an IP address or DNS name can be given where MobiCall needs to register to make outgoing calls. Username: enter the username for the registrar. Password: enter the password for the registrar. Once changed everything to its correct values, press Apply and close the Setup Wizard by pressing the OK button. By pressing Apply and OK, MobiCall adds the program NVT VoIP.x with the parameter 1 to NVAStart for starting the application on line 1 to 2. Now open up the NewVoice line monitor. In the left upper corner, press on System and open up AutoStart. Click here on the currently added NVT VoIP.x and press on Start at the right side and press the OK button. After pressing Refresh View, the lines are shown with a gray icon beside. The icon will change to green once the lines are started properly. Attention! The green icon does not mean that the VoIP application is connected to your PBX, it just lets you know that the lines are started properly. Now it is needed to test if the SIP connection is working. For this, start the Alarm Central and search for the NewVoice dialer icon in the top icon bar. Open the dialer and enter a phone number to dial. Can be internal or external since MobiCall adds a prefix what is 0 by default when the number is longer than 9 digits. Once entered, you can define if you want to send messages also to test if the internal or DECT phone shows display messages or different CLI numbers. After define, press the dial button. Now in the NewVoice line monitor on the right side we can see MobiCall tries to dial by loading the NVIDIA application. If everything is set up properly, the phone should start to ring. If the phone does not start ringing, you can check what went wrong by double pressing the blue line on the right side of the line monitor. Here you can see all calls that are set up from and to MobiCall. Here you see what is happening in the console while setting up a call. If the phone rings and you can hear the voice message, then the connection to the PBX does work and RDP streams in one direction is possible. Now it needs to be checked if the other direction also is working. To test if incoming calls are working also, try to call into the MobiCall with the predefined SIP trunk score number. In the NewVoice line monitor you should see the call coming in on the right side. If not, please check the SIP trunk configuration. Now we know that the calls are working in both directions, but it is needed to check if the RDP stream is working in both directions. Open up an alarm via double-click. It is recommended to use the Alarm 9989 test alarm. Choose the settings menu. Voice messages. Here is defined what voice message should be used in case of an alarm. Press on the button Record on phone, enter your phone number and press OK. MobiCall will dial this number and tries to record a voice message. Follow the menu on the phone to record your voice message. Once recorded, press the button play on phone to hear your recorded voice message. Now you know if the RTP stream is working in both directions or not.